Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFP podcast. This is your host, Jorge Martin. Familia, we're going to have some fun tonight. I know it's going to be good. You guys, I promise you. Sometimes we laugh. It's just because it's at my bad picks, but usually we're gonna laugh tonight. But first off, I want to make sure you are liking and subscribing Familia FFP on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You're gonna get reminders to get some great content and great guests like we got coming up here. So Familia, oh my goodness, this is this kind of came up from our fantasy football draft, our first live draft in this league in 4 years. And I tell you, Familia, this is something that I've been looking forward to, and I'm so happy. Terrence Murphy, he and I have been friends for more than 10 years, dating back to our Dodger years, and fantasy football competitors. I'm telling you, you know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know how he did Dodgers by day and comedy by night, but he did. But hey, make sure you're following him at Terrence Murphy on Twitter, but more than likely, go subscribe to his Terrence Murphy comedy on YouTube. He has some incredible episodes on there that have just blown up. He's a Bears fan, so you know what happens. Artists, they get tortured. So that's where he gets his genius from. So bienvenido, mi amigo Terrence Murphy. Welcome in, mi amigo.
What's up, man? ¿Cómo está, man? How you doing?
Muy bien now. I'm just loving it that we're doing this, and hopefully some of our league. I put it in our league chat. Hopefully some of our league mates come in and kind of
they're not joining. They're not gonna do something unless you force them. Can I cuss in this podcast?
Go ahead.
I was like, it helps me be a little bit more free if I can slip one or two of them in there. So.
You know what?
Yeah, we've been knowing each other for a while. Dodgers, I remember coming into your office asking for tips or questions. Where were you? You were like in that sales area, right?
Yep, just down the end of the hall.
Yeah, just down the I remember coming in there, popping in, getting magazines from you, and good to see you making strides now in the fantasy. You're so good at it. I mean, you're below me in the standings, I think. But...
Yes, I am. I'm blaming week
you're
2.
Good. Huh?
Yeah, you know what? I'm saving everybody's taking my advice from me, so they're using it to beat me. So that's what's happening.
When the draft happened, I was because we did our draft it was like 2 days before the season started, something like that, right? Or we do it.
No, it's a week. We did a week.
We do a week before in this league, and the other one is 2 leagues. But I remember looking at your team after the draft, and I was just like, oh my god, he won again! Like he won again. It was that Garrett Wilson and AJ Brown combo. I'll never forget. I was like, how in a 14-team league did we allow this to happen? Like what? Yeah, I remember looking at your team, and I was nervous, and then Aaron Rodgers went down, and so did Garrett Wilson. But
so yeah, all those voodoo dolls on Aaron Rodgers finally kicked in, So gosh, man, that one's. I'm just hoping.
How many leagues do you do?
Well, 5 that I'm really serious about.
Oh my goodness,
those are my Yahoo leagues. Those are my Yahoo leagues, but I end up in. I'm literally, I think it's somewhere between 2 dozen, and
oh my goodness,
there's a bunch that are like.
I thought 2 was too much, and you 2 dozen. That's okay. Yeah, but I mean, you committed though. You're knee deep in it, so I can't imagine, man.
Oh, it's no fun. I mean, like Tuesday nights when it's waivers. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, I need to pick up guys all over the place, and it's just that's when it's not fun. I
already know what you're talking about because my girl, she's in 2 leagues. She wants the commissioner, the one that I'm in, opposite of ours, and then she does a girls' league with some people that she used to work with at Virgin America, and so she's always asking me like, how can I help? And I have to help her with her 2 waivers and then do 2 of my own. So I already know you're in hell. Like this doesn't. I can't. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man.
Well, it's funny. I couldn't say no to a bunch of leagues because there's just like charity leagues and
Yes, you can.
I know. And some of them, luckily, they became best ball leagues. So it's like I just draft, and then
No,
so
that's not terrible.
probably about 5, 6 of those are best ball. So I just left those alone.
Yeah, you
And
set it and forget it. I haven't done a best ball league. Like I kind of want to see what it's about. I'm glad that we tried the super flex. I know we had a couple people fighting against it in ours. I like this different strategy in this one compared to the normal.
well, and that's exactly how, I mean, that's how we ended up getting Garrett Wilson and AJ Brown, because it's
Yeah,
just like, all
exactly.
right,
Yeah.
just that everybody, some people went quarterback crazy, but I love it. I mean, I enjoy Superflex. It gives such a different, I mean, I'm in single quarterback leagues where I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is CJ Stroud still not picked up? Or, like,
Yeah, no, he should not be. He should not be out there. If you guys are doing fantasy, go pick him up right now. I had a trade for him, or I was thinking about a trade, but the guy wanted like Gabe Davis and somebody. He was asking for too much, but it was like
oh,
yeah, but he wanted like I forget what it was, so I didn't do it. And I kind of regret it now because I got Burrow in that league, so it's like I should have made a move. Yeah, Burrow's killing me right now, man.
and it's not your fault. It's not his fault. It's
No.
just, yeah, God, it hurts. Eso duele. So, amigo, I want to, before we get in more into football, I want to talk about like how you did the balancing act. Working the Dodgers by day and then doing the comedy at night. I mean,
Well, it was honestly, it wasn't terribly hard. I think the hardest part for me doing it was everybody in the office telling me, "Hey, do a joke right now. Like, could you tell me a joke? Like, what you like? I'm trying to work on the ticket revenue right now. Can we?" um, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, I'm doing 9 to 5. I was a financial analyst for the Dodgers, and I would be there, those hours, and then I would, as soon as I would let out of the stadium, I would go hit an open mic and just try to work on a joke that I thought was funny at the time. Back then, I wasn't. I mean, when you're starting off, you're not as funny as the potential that you could be. So, but you think that you're genius, like. But I like some of the jokes that I had back then. I do not want to hear them now. Like I already know that it wasn't like whatever path I was on back then. I'm glad that I am where I am now. But it wasn't a terrible. It was just you just didn't know. Back then, I didn't know if this was a thing that I would be successful at. And I mean, I knew you know that you're funny. Like I always had that itch, but you just didn't know if you could, like I guess what's the roller coaster that you're gonna go on. You just didn't know it back then. I kind of that's everything though. You wish you knew things that now that you wish you knew things then that you do now. So, but yeah, comedy's been a journey, man. I got to get you to a comedy show, man. You gotta.
I do.
Now you're slacking. You say you're gonna come, but
okay, I promise you. Before the year is out, I'm gonna get to one of your shows.
Your podcast, you hit a show. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Come do this for you for an hour, and then you come for 30-minute shows. But it's fine.
I love it. Hey, you know what? I'll take the trade off. But I'll tip the waitresses and buy the 2 drinks. So I'll make sure.
Well, yeah, that's the problem right there.
Hey, who are your early influences?
As far as comedy, my brain immediately goes to Eddie Murphy. That was the guy. Yeah. I remember watching Raw. I feel like a lot of comedians say that was kind of where their start was, watching him, and he was just like talking, like just in the living room. It felt like it didn't feel like it was actually comedy. But I some of those ice cream joke and your girl going to the beach or going to Jamaica, and I was like, this is like you could really make people laugh with simple things. And I mean, he blew up, so you got a chance to watch him do it in so many different ways, movies and sketches, and I mean I think he's probably the greatest comedian of all time. I mean, I know Richard Pryor is like right in that.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's the LeBron to Richards Jordan. So I kind of I'm more, in my generation is Eddie Murphy. When I started doing comedy though, you watch it, you try to pick up on things. Louis C.K. is one that I watch. I can't. I mean, even though he the whole scandal or whatever. I mean, he's still an amazing comedian though. Like we can't take that away from him. And I mean, that's probably why he was doing reckless shit. And then Patrice O'Neal is probably, those are my top three. Patrice O'Neal. I feel like a lot of people don't know enough about him, but he was like an underground legend, and he should have blown up. But he was just so confrontational that people really didn't give him opportunity, But those three. Ooh, I'm trying to think of anybody else. Those are my top. I mean, of course, Dave Chappelle. How could I forget Chappelle? His joke writing, and I always want to try to be as comfortable as he is on stage. Like that's whenever I think about like my demeanor on stage, I try to mimic that because he's never rattled. He handles every situation. Exactly how it should be done. He's been doing it since he was like 15, 16 years old. So you can tell, you can see that. But those are my top four for sure. What about you? Who's your go-to comedian? Who you got?
Oh, you already mentioned one, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie. Okay.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Eddie, see, now I go back to Delirious.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that was a little before me. That was I think Raw came out the year I was born, but I want to say it was 88. But yeah,
I think pretty sure Delirious was like 82, 83 thereabouts.
A little before me, but
it's funny. I know we were throwing around the idea of like, whoever was finishing last place in the league, you had to take them to an open mic, and they had to
I want that to happen so bad.
I said, you know what? If I ended up in last place and I ended up doing that, I'd be like, you know what? I would just go up there and do the Eddie Murphy's Ice Cream Man, and just do that for like
that as best you can.
Just as best as I can, and just kind of like, even with the running and everything.
Who's in last place right now? I wonder. Trying to think. I know we always say it's Siegel, but he's actually doing well this year because he auto drafted. I'm trying to think who's in last.
I'm gonna call it up. I'm gonna call it up real quick.
I'm kind of curious. And I want to say Craig and Antonio. They struggling right now.
Super Flexington. That's Sean and Jordan.
There you go. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah,
they're not bold enough to do it. The only one who would do it is
Jesse would do it in a heartbeat.
Jesse would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, he would lose last place just so he could try to do some jokes.
Oh my God, I've had him on the podcast a couple of times, and it's like we get through the intro and it's 25 minutes later. So it's just let him roll. But yeah, I think my go-to is Eddie and Robin Williams are the two. Rest in peace.
He was Eddie. He being funny. I never really paid attention to his stand-up, but I mean, movies, sketches, energy. I mean, it was bar none. Like I can't think of anybody that could make you laugh in a movie the way that he did. Like he took those characters, and Mrs. Doubtfire and
oh my gosh,
Manji, all those classics, man.
All those, and it's funny. Like I mean, you hear comedy legends, Letterman, Seinfeld. Guy, George Lopez, who was breaking in at that time. George has a special place in my heart too, just because he coached me in baseball back in
did he really?
the early 80s when I was like 14.
I can't see him being athletic to save his life. Did he help you? Did he?
he and his buddy. I mean, actually, I'll tell you the truth. We didn't win a game. We did not win a game.
That sounds about right. Athleticism and George Lopez, that don't go together.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. Yeah,
we had a blast though. I think he gave me my first beer wasn't from a family. It wasn't from a family member. So
nice. Underage drinking with George Lopez. Too.
Yes, it was good times. Yeah, he said we never told our parents. I said, well, I guess we're about 40 years later, so
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
statute of limitations is off. But
Yeah.
I ran into him at a first pitch at Dodger Stadium and reminded him, he's like, holy crap! And it just so happened his coach, the guy he coached with, was there with him, was his guest, his best friend since he
Oh
was
man. So
a
you ever
kid.
connect and they remembered that whole time? Wow, that's
Yeah, they remembered the first beer and everything, and it was going to an Angel game. It was hilarious.
Man, I love when life happens like that, like just unexpected things just click, and you're just like, oh man, this is just in that moment amazing,
Yeah, and next thing you know, he's like on TV and stand-up legend and everything. But yeah, you know what? Those guys definitely. Those guys definitely. Some of the ladies out there doing it right now. Amy Schumer, Taylor Tomlinson. I found her kind of be pretty funny lately.
Did I do a show? No, I didn't do a show with her. I forget where I was, and so I was just starting out, and I remember going to a comedy club. Just trying to still learn and see the business. And I remember her; she was performing tonight. She's funny, man. She controls a room well too. Yeah, she's good. Amy Schumer as well. I mean, I've listened to her a few times. She's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna catch your Netflix special, before.
Man, it's coming, man. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. I'm ready for it. I got some good stuff. I just have to, just keep grinding. That's all it is. And I mean, when I get on a stage, it's like it's nothing. It's I just kind of lose myself. So it's like I'm gonna be doing this the rest of my life. So I can't say when that Netflix special is coming, but I know it's coming. I can feel it. I can taste it.
I got to give a quick shout out to Alberto, our one of our regulars. Muchas gracias for saying hello. Gracias, mi amigo.
Hola, señor.
Yeah. So do you remember the first time that it was a big house, like a big house that you played at and you just killed?
One of the first ones. I don't remember killing. But I did really well. Like I've had shows where I've killed, but the one where I was like, okay, I might be good at this. I was in St. Louis opening up for a buddy of mine. He's from St. Louis, and I had some jokes that I hadn't really been. I don't think I've been doing comedy for a couple years, but it was a packed show, and I remember throwing a couple things out there, and it was like the first time I remember like playing with the crowd. The jokes were working. I remember like making fun of an audience member for like a drink she had, and it like flowed into one of my jokes. It was the perfect, and like it's that getting into the zone that you really you pray for that every time you hit the stage, because like it's like just effortless, And I remember trying out some jokes, and I can't remember what I was talking about. I was talking about sex in shoes, like me and how we fight or we push for having sex is how women how they basically. It's like, how many shoes do you own? Like that's like basically that's the same thing for us, like it doesn't matter how many shoes you've worn, you still want to try on some new pairs, like that's
you still want more. Yeah, you still want more.
I just want one more. That's all. You like women never going. You can have 60 pairs of shoes in your closet. You still gonna want more. It was a joke that I worked out perfectly, and that killed. And I was like, oh my god, like I haven't told that. I don't think I've told that joke since, but I still have it ready to go. When the Netflix special happened, I'm gonna pop that. I think I'm gonna pop that one out. But
that's awesome.
What's another good one that I've killed that? I mean, a lot of them, like a lot of shows I'm doing. Like in the beginning, there were no kills. There were zero kills. Like you get one or two good laughs, and then you just gotta get the hell off the stage, because it's not gonna go any better than those first two. But now I'm in the pocket now. So now a lot of jokes are hitting, and I'm just waiting for them to maybe stop laughing, and then I can kind of get on to my next one, So we're getting better, man. It's just time. It just takes time,
And it is. It's like, you hear some, what is it? Like, I mean, it's like the Malcolm Gladwell thing, 10,000 hours to get good at something. I mean,
yeah, man, it's something to that. That's a real thing. And the quicker that you get those hours, the more comfortable and all that. I think
man,
has something to do with it for sure.
And everybody's got where they just flopped. I mean, Eddie Murphy, we were talking about Eddie Murphy. He was on with Jerry Seinfeld and the comedians in cars drinking coffee.
Yeah, I love it. Oh man, I eat that show up. I watched all of them like multiple times. Eddie, Kevin Hart, yeah, all of those.
And Eddie talked about how he flopped so bad that the guy didn't pay him.
Oh,
dad had to come and get him at like 2:00 in the morning. Like, yeah, Mr. Funny Joke Man.
Yeah. Get your ass out of here. Get the fuck. He said he thought he was gonna have enough money to get home. And he didn't get paid, so he had to call his dad at like 3 a.m. to come get him and drive him back. And he was like, "You gonna fucking get a job? That's what you gonna get. You gonna go get your job is what you gonna do."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you hear about that, and now it's like, now Eddie just
the stories to fall back on right there. Stories to fall back on. I remember my bomb. I was like a year. It might have been a year into it, and I was at the Comedy Union. You know the Comedy Union. I'm pretty sure it's closed. It's closed down now, but it was like black owned club. Like no white people ever went to this club. Like it was like so. This is like if you get on this stage, you gotta bring it. Like it's like you're not gonna just laugh. Oh, that was good enough, So I went on, and I really hadn't been doing comedy, and I just told the guy, "Yeah, I'll do it. I got it. I'm overconfident." And I got on stage, and it hit me that I really didn't have material. Like I've been doing comedy only a little while, and I was like, man, I really don't have nothing to talk about. And the lights just got so hot. It was I was just burning up. The only laugh I remember getting was like it was just like so quiet, and somebody booed me, and I was like, damn, did somebody just boo? Like I'm doing that bad? And then everybody laughed. But other than that, that was it. Oh, even the lady in the front row, like how quiet it was, and I was like stuttering. She was like, "Everybody, shut up! Just give him a chance." Like she was like, "Oh man, the stage had
bless that lady."
The stage never felt that hot. Well, I found out later that actually the same buddy of mine, he was on that show. He kind of gave me the reference for that, and his girl was there, and she was in the crowd, and she was just talking to people next to her, and she said, "Oh, my boyfriend, he's gonna be coming up soon," and she thought to say that she knew me too, but she held back for some reason. and she told me that later. She was like, "It was a good thing that I didn't say that I fucking knew you, because that was terrible." Like,
well, hey, you know what,
man?
I saw Sandler bomb one time.
Yeah.
It was some hotel that in like Studio City that was, had comedy, set up a ballroom to do comedy. And he wasn't even the headliner. He was like one of the, second or third acts that came out.
He's not really when I think of Sam, I think Robin Williams too. I think like the acting, the sketches, the movies, like I don't think I've ever seen him do stand-up, but I mean, how did it go? It wasn't.
He was fixated on this guy who was talking to his girl in the front row.
To Sandler's girl, or to
no.
The couple.
The guy was talking. Yeah, a guy was talking to his girl, and he's sitting there. He was just fixated on what, you got a problem with a Jewish guy making a living up here, and he was just trying to like get the guy, and the guy was just ignoring him.
Yeah, and that's the worst when it's like a free show or a bar show, and they don't give a fuck what you got to say. That's the worst. Oh man, I feel for Sam. I've actually hooped with Sandler, by the way. He's pretty good. He's good.
I've heard he can. I've heard he's got game.
Yeah, he's got the old man moves. He like try to throw no look passes and stuff. He think he magic. That's what it is. But he's good. He's good. He's got a solid jumper too.
He's from that era. Oh man. Man. Well, Okay, at the end of the show, at the end of this show, I'm gonna let you pump some of the stuff, but definitely go to terrencemurphy.com.
Please
Check out his upcoming shows. And
subscribe so I can
yes,
send you show details and stuff. I only send it if I got a show, so you not getting spam. But subscribe,
oh man,
please.
it's gonna be good times. And yeah, you recently had a show. I think you were talking about like you had a show up in Portland, right? Or
Yeah, I
was it Portland?
actually headlined a comedy festival, and it was, man, it was. I didn't know Portland was that nice. Like it was like it was like incredible. I mean, I don't know. Like I made fun of Portland because like it was like Black Lives Matter signs and the LGBT, the rainbow flags everywhere. I was like, you guys do raunchy stuff here, right? Like you guys, I didn't say exactly. I'm not gonna say exactly what I said. But like something going on here. Like I don't know, KKK in the background. Like I was like something. It's like it was too nice. I was like, I flew out there, and the club, like it was the festival. They flew us out, took care of us, and they got us a Airbnb nearby. So I just walk around. I like walking around, just seeing what I can kind of make fun of or talk about. And white people I would walk in the sidewalk, and white people would just get out of the way and just let me have the sidewalk. Like that's like they would just like, oh yeah, just go. Like it was like too nice. I don't know. They got something going on there. I'm gonna find out. We'll find out what's going on that they're not telling us. Like something going on. I know, like it was just like I didn't know it was that nice in Portland. I got a frat brother up there. I'm visiting him. He's like, is it this nice? Like he's like, yeah, it's like it's crazy. That's why I'm not leaving. So I was like, okay.
Oh man, we may have to come up there. We have to move up there. Because it's too nice. We could a couple fewer cars on the freeway, but.
And then you talk about a couple. It reminds me of a couple where it was. I had like I said, it was very queer friendly up there, which I'm an ally, but it was a lesbian couple, and they would not stop making out in the front row. Like I just at this club comedy festival you paid tickets for. And that kind of reminded me of the Sandler thing. I was like, what? Like, you guys, we could take it to the back. Like, we got an extra room if you guys want to go back there. Like, you're fucking on my jokes. Because people wouldn't stop looking at them. Like, they wouldn't. I mean, it's two. And, I mean, one was she's a little butch. But the other one was gorgeous. The other one was, everybody kept looking like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. But they wasn't paying attention to me. I'm like, what we come here for? This is the jokes. Back, I'll be back there if you need help. But like, come on, like, what we doing? Like, pay attention, man. So I feel for Sandler, man. That's it's the worst. People not paying attention at the show.
Well, I'm going to ask you one question about hecklers. I mean, what's your go-to on like when people start heckling?
Ooh, man. Sometimes it's hard because you don't want to lose the room when you're dealing with hecklers. Like if you attack them and it's not funny and they could kind of make something funny, they're theirs now. Like they're not there for you no more. Like they want to see the heckler win because crowds are weird, man. Like Patrice O'Neal, he talked about it. Like I've listened to countless hours of him, and he made a good point that like if these crowds will really get on the side of hecklers. And we're supposed to be ganging up on this asshole. Like you paid money to see the show, but you're gonna let him win. Like it's like sometimes like when I deal with, I don't, unless I know it's gonna be funny or if I've kind of seen them see them with like a comedian before me and I kind of got something that I know that'll fuck them up, like then I don't mess with them. I just try to be really funny and get the crowd that way because like you just don't want to lose because it is over. Then now they're the hecklers and now they just waiting for you to get off the stage. It's a terrible feeling. Terrible. So yeah, something like you could be really good. Like I've seen but I was thinking about Matt Rife. He has a lot of videos of him messing with hecklers, but it's like women that want to have sex with him. So it's like not really the same. Like it's not a legit heckler, but he does. He can deal with hecklers really well. But I try to stay away from it because I've seen just how bad that can get. Yeah, like unless I got something really, really in the chamber ready, I stay away from it.
Yeah, I mean, just yeah. Stay away. Well, I mean, I know you got a lot in the chamber. So I want, so as we can see by your cap,
yeah,
Bears fan.
Bears fan. Do we have to? Do we have to get into it? Oh man, I know I should have worn this hat. I should have put my Lakers one on.
Well, you got Magic in the back. Magic in the back. We could get into that whole one, but no. This year, I want to ask about the last game because we're going to talk. We'll break down the game that they got coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what were you encouraged by what you saw from Justin Fields in his last game?
And to be honest, I really was. I thought the things that we had in that first half of the Broncos game where we got up 28-7 or whatever in the third quarter. Those are the things that I thought we were going to be doing all year. Like, the Justin Fields, getting him things like escaping the pocket. Like, so he got options. I could either throw it or I could run it. Like I don't know how many yards he had this game, but I think we were missing something with that offensive coordinator. Like something's a little off. Like I just don't understand. All last season, people were scared of Justin Fields. Like they were like, I remember that. Do you remember that Mike McDaniels? They played the Dolphins. I mean, he had I think he broke the record in that game. He had 170 some yards rushing. But it was a funny moment. Justin Fields, like, he scrambled and he ran out of bounds, and Mike McDaniels was standing right there, and Mike was like, "Can you stop fucking being great? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, can you fucking, like, what are you doing? Like, you're killing us." And they almost won that game. We were in so many games that we were in last year because of his scrambling, and then we just decided not to do it anymore. I just didn't like. You don't have to. I get wanting to protect him because I said the same thing about Lamar Jackson, where he scrambles and it's the Anthony Richardson thing. Like, he goes and gets tackled, and now you got a concussion. It's like you can scramble and still slide. You don't have to finish the runs like a running back. So I get wanting to protect Justin, but we need to utilize, I think, those things. Like he can scramble, just get down. Let's have a sliding lesson if you want, like bring some baseball people in if you're worried about that. But I really like what we were doing with the Broncos. We just didn't finish, and I don't know what that can be attributed to. I'm not the biggest fan of Eberflus because, I mean, it's 14 games now, bro. It's like we can't get a win. 14 or is it 13? I think it's 14 games.
I think it's 14 now.
And we've lost in a row. So what's like what I prayed that they would bring Bieniemy in as the head coach, but I know that's not gonna. I think he could work wonders with Justin and DJ Moore, Herbert, and Darnell Mooney. Like I think he can work wonders, but I don't know what they're looking for. Is Eberflus? I don't know. Is he Poles' guy? Is he the GM's guy? Did he hire him?
He did.
He did.
But I think he also didn't he also hire Nagy? So it's
no, he wasn't. He wasn't a part of the Nagy. He fired.
That's right.
He fired Nagy, which even worse. Like how we get worse than that? Like what? Oh man! Every time I see Nagy on a Chiefs sideline, I lose my shit. I'm like, you almost got Justin Keel, and you go to such an amazing opportunity as a Chiefs offensive coordinator. Like who? Like there's no karma, bro. There's no karma. It's not real. And I know what's gonna happen. He gonna have this 1 year, and it ain't got nothing to do with him. This is stuff they've been doing for years, and he gonna get a head coaching job next year. And Bieniemy still offensive coordinator in Washington. There's no justice, bro. I don't believe in it no more.
Oh man. Well, I mean, yeah, Bieniemy's made Sam Howell look good. So
I don't know how he was. I don't know how anybody didn't take a chance on him being a head coach last year. I was thinking about Frank. They gave Frank Wright a job, and he basically wasted Jonathan Taylor, kept bringing in all those terrible, washed quarterbacks, Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, like the same person. You're going to bring them in 4 different years straight. Nothing changed. You got the same record or whatever it was. And then he gets a job right after. But I can't. I'll lose my shit if I get into the head coaching stuff. But yeah, man, if we can continue the things that we did versus Denver, I mean Justin is I believe in Justin. I think he has a great arm. He see these first 3 games. Like he said, it was coaching. I don't know if it's him or not, but I remember seeing throws last year. They were like some incredible. Yeah. The Pittsburgh game last year, I was like, this guy is legit. We almost won. We almost beat Pittsburgh. They were a playoff team before a couple injuries. But I don't know. I need to be a coach, bro. I need to be an offensive coordinator some kind of way. I can only do it with fantasy. That's all I got. Let me call the plays. Can we do that? Can we do like a chat? Like, let me call the next play, and
exactly.
I guarantee you to work. But
yeah. Well, you need about 10 plays. 5 of them is like give the Justin the ball and let him make a play and everything like that.
That last play, that last play.
Man.
The Denver game. I thought. I mean, I looked at it again because I saw that play. While it was happening, and I almost lost my shit on Eberflus. But that play was working during the game, so I got to give him some credit. Like the Khalil Herbert option play or whatever you call it. It was working, so I get wanting to try it again. But I wish if Justin would have kept that, that would have been a first down. If you saw that play, but
yep. But
Bears, man.
Oh man, well, we'll get into the Bears in it. Well, actually, we'll get into your close win after we preview the games. Let's talk about Bears and Eagles. I mean, Bears and Commanders right now. So it's it's Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the matchup. Now the Commanders have given up 2 300-yard games, and then one was to Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Eagles, and then was it Russell?
Russell got him, and then Josh Allen would have done it himself, except they were so far ahead. I think it was like they just called off the dogs and needed like that. So it's in Washington, and the Commanders are they are 5.5-point favorites, 44.5 point over under.
Ooh.
With coming off the game where he threw for 300 his first 300-yard game, are you encouraged that we could get more of the same in this one, especially considering the fact that DJ Moore has been quite involved?
Yeah, I mean, I can't call a 300-yard game. I will say that we'll play well if we use the things that we did last game, but I wouldn't put money on another 300-yard game. I'm pretty good with like controlling my emotions with betting. I mean, except when it's like I didn't pick the Commanders defense up this week in the other league. I didn't do that. So sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. But I wouldn't call it a 300-yard game. I would say I would hope that they would get because that defense is good, man. I remember. I mean, they got good players on the defense. I don't know if it's like it's not coming together right now. They have good players, so I wouldn't say that we'll get another 300. I just want them to run the ball a little bit more. It was the game. It was one game. I forget who was against, but it was like Khalil Herbert. He had only ran for like 35 yards, but it was 7 yards. It was like 7 carries for 35 yards, and then Roschon Johnson was like 40 something for 4 carries or something like this. It was like they were like 5 and 10 yards per carry, and they only did it 11 times. It was like what are we doing? If it's working that well, why not do that more? So I'm skeptical this week. I was so excited coming into the year, but seeing what I've seen with those first 3 games, I would have to see it again if they can mirror this last game. I can't put money on the Bears right now. I did something like a little fantasy thing like this with Yahoo, and I took the Bears. I was like, oh, it was 1 point or something. I was like, it's easy, and then they found a way to fuck it up. So I was like, I'm not doing it again.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, when it comes to who I'm starting. Well, for fantasy, are you starting Cole Kmet?
I would. I definitely would. I think Justin likes DJ Moore, Cole Kmet are 1A, 1B. I think
they're probably the only guys.
Yeah, those are the only, and I mean Herbert. And then
if pass catchers.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. If I want them to get Roshan the ball so much more. He's a monster, man. I got him in our 12-teamer, and when who took him in our league? I want to say Craig next to me. He took him. I gave him a look like.
I remember that.
I went Deontay Foreman. I was like hoping he would be the number 2, but I was like, Roshan. I think he's gonna be special. He reminds me of David Montgomery a little bit. So
yeah, like a bigger version of Montgomery.
Yeah. He's like a bruiser, a tax defender's like if a defender's standing there, he gonna run through him. Like it's like he's that guy. But yeah, man, you said it was 5 points, 44. Damn, can we beat the Commanders, man? And what's their record? They're 2-2.
I believe so. Let me check real quick. I'm checking.
Because they surprised
2-2.
They surprised the first week. I forget who they beat. I can't. But it is fine. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna win this weekend. I can't say.
Well, on the Commanders side, I made a bold prediction with Yahoo that Terry McLaurin's going to get his first 100-yard game because the Bears, their defense is.
That's a smart bet right there. I would venture to say. And then somebody's hurt too. Curtis Samuel's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's a little banged up, so we don't know on a short week if he's gonna be back. Check your familia. Make sure you're checking updates and Twitter and everything like that. Let's see. Oh, we got a question in the chat.
All
right. Aaron Jones, Swift, a chain, and Puka. We got to sit one.
I am not sitting a chain. I can tell you that. Right now. I'm not sitting him. Who do they play? It doesn't even matter. Aaron Jones, Packers. Who they play?
Packers are playing. I'm looking that one up real quick. They're playing on Monday Night Football against the Raiders. Oh my goodness!
Oh, yeah. Gotta start that one. So I gotta start that one. And then Puka is Cooper back yet?
Cooper may be back.
Maybe back.
So he has not been officially activated. We may not hear that he's activated until game time until hour and a half before the game.
So Swift and then Swift is playing who?
Playing the Rams. Swift is playing the Rams.
Ooh,
all good matchups.
Yeah, I would sit Swift, but they give him so many rushes is the question.
I would say if Cooper Kupp is active, I would actually sit Puka.
I think I would. I think I would too if he's active. But Puka's been he looks so good. I think them two together is gonna be like that.
It's gonna be special.
The Kupp Robert Woods when they were. I just don't know if Stafford is gonna be that same version. I mean, but I think them two together is gonna be ridiculous. And then Van Jefferson, I was a big fan of. He's not. I mean, I don't know what happened these past couple of years, but him is
injuries. A lot of injuries.
Yeah. Him is the number 3 on that. Because who else is a receiver?
Tutu Atwell.
Oh, and Tutu. Oh, dang. Yeah. Hey, they got good receivers, but in this, so who are you sitting? I think Swift versus the Rams. But Aaron Jones, he's coming back from the injury.
I think I'm sitting either Jones or Puka because I'm wondering if Jones they're going to ease him back in, but they're still easing him back in. But I mean, I feel like he got his ease back in game against on Thursday Night Football against the Lions, and going up against the Raiders. It's I think it's much more favorable matchup for him. Yeah, I honestly think it could be Puka.
Sitting him regardless.
If Cooper Kupp is available, I think it's Puka. But
so if
Kupp it might be regardless. It might be regardless.
I was gonna say if Kupp isn't playing, but you got it. I mean, is it PPR is the question too? Is it?
That is the question.
If it's PPR, I think I'm going Swift. But that's just me. I don't know.
Man,
that's a good question. You got some good fucking options. What kind of is it? A 10-team league? What's that?
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, what's that? My running backs do not look like that.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it was like you have to start. Yeah, you can sit one. Oh yeah.
You drafted well, man. You drafted really well. I mean, Puka, I know you got off waivers, but you drafted well.
Oh, definitely did. All right, so we get enough Bears talk.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, let's jump into Chiefs at Vikings. I think this is gonna be a fun game.
Shootout. What's the over under on this one? Got to be 53, 54.
Over under is where is that? 52.5. Chiefs are road favorites by 4 points.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna be high.
I mean, I think it's a great game. I think this is start your guys. Yeah. You definitely start. Starting both quarterbacks. I'll give you. I've got a team where I actually drafted Dak Prescott first, but then drafted Kirk Cousins as my second quarterback.
I've been starting Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Like I think this might be 3 weeks in a row.
The problem you're not starting Dak is because he don't really have to do anything. Like their defense is killing so well that they blowing people out. So I don't have to throw. I'll just hand it off to the 3 backs back there, and I'm good. So but Addison, I got him in both leagues. I'm definitely starting him. And then you're starting JJ. I don't know about. I was looking at it, the stats. I love like the rushing play percentage versus passing. Like the Minnesota Vikings I think they throw the most in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. I know let me look it up because I want to get that right. Passing play percentage. I want to say Minnesota is number 1. Let me double check. But you say you already know, huh? Yeah, number 1, 69%. So yeah, get all your pass catchers in this one.
You're playing all your Vikings. You're obviously playing Kelsey. Sneaky Isaiah Pacheco is kind of working into kind of like being the guy there, and it's not so much a timeshare. I mean, maybe it will be later when Jerick McKinnon kind of becomes more of a factor later, but Pacheco is really taking over. I mean, you're starting Kelsey.
I did a thing. I got to do it more, but I did like my top 12 prospects for the season, and he's in there, man. He's a fucking rumbler, bro. I don't know how. Somebody said he looks like he's angry at the grass. Like the way he runs. And I like that dude. I remember I had him last year in our league, and Dan was mad at me because I picked him up and I stashed him. I was like, I know he's gonna be like he runs too well. Like he's quality. Like he finds a hole and bursts through it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Pacheco. Who's other than Kelsey, who are you starting in the passing game? Because I can't tell you.
I still put Sky Moore in there.
You do?
Yeah.
Start him? Ooh,
especially against the Minnesota secondary. That's one of the worst secondaries.
That's true.
They're giving up points like left and right. I mean, you and I could get 100.
I like Rice too. But
Rice, he's starting to get some work done.
He's just not playing enough for me. I think I can't remember the percentages, but he's not getting out there enough for me.
I think one dart throw is because he's always due for one of those games is Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah,
because I mean, you don't like doing it, but with bye weeks, if you're sitting Keenan Allen or something like that, I've seen teams with like Keenan Allen and DK Metcalf, and it's all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, I I mean, so maybe MVS is an option. I mean, I want to start. I want to take shots with any pass catcher in this game.
Right. In this, yes. I mean, I was gonna say in this game, if you got them, maybe throw them out there. If you got bye week stuff, you got another question over there from Chris.
All right, let's see. 2 QB league. All right, underperforming. Burrow is cost. Oh, wait a second. Let me put it up.
Say not just you, Chris.
CC. Oh, yes, I know which league we're talking about. This is my buddy. We play in one of my other Yahoo leagues.
Okay.
2 QB league. Underperforming Burrow is costing me wins. Free agent pool picked over. Just QB backups left. Do I just ride this out? You know what? Deal from that wide receiver depth and come to me. Come to me, CC.
You gonna try to take advantage of him. You see, he hurting. He over here trying to ask anybody for help.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll be talking with. Yes, definitely hit me up.
I got Burrow in the league, and I just picked up Dobbs. I'm going Dobbs over Burrow because I mean he played well. I was looking at him like, what?
Yeah,
that was like San Francisco, Dallas, 20 points both times. Like what? Okay,
He's running the ball.
Cincinnati's not up there, so
he's running the ball, and their defense is not good, so he's gonna have to throw and run. So yeah, he's definitely an option to play any week.
I saw that. Yeah, he had like 50 or 50 yards, almost 50 yards or something that last game. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. He looked good. He looked like they just got him off the street over here, fucking Wilshire. Like they
exactly.
He looks solid.
Definitely. No, I think he's. You know what? I think that he's going to let them take their time with Kyler Murray.
Exactly.
Make sure he's fine.
Which they should have did with Burrow. There you go. Fucking got another backup in there.
Yeah. So yeah, text me an offer. We'll be talking trade tonight. So yeah. So we got that. All right. So you know what? Let's jump over to the Eagles at Rams. In our backyard, SoFi Stadium. 50.5 over under. The Eagles are 4.5 point road favorites. Hurts got his first 300-yard game last week, and Hurts is special to me because we picked him number 3 in our league together. So the Hurts AJB. The Rams, they just Anthony Richardson just had the big second half against them, rushing and passing. You look at. I think there's potential for a blow-up game with on fast track at SoFi Stadium. I think there's very much.
What's over under in this game? It can't be 50. It can't be Vikings Chiefs, but it's got to be close.
50. So it's 50.5. It's the only. It's another 50-point game.
That sounds about right. And what's the question? I don't think I have anybody on these teams, which is terrible, but AJ, Devontae,
Swift, another Swift.
I mean, besides the guru up there, I wouldn't start Swift, but yeah, you definitely get Swift in there. Kyron Williams is doing amazing right now.
Oh my goodness!
Did not expect that. That was kind of out of left field for me. Because I thought Akers. I don't know what the fuck. This is like the second time that Akers is like having problems with management, and they got rid of him this time. They were gonna get rid of him last. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, it was last year. They couldn't give him away. Could not give him away.
Said, no, we're gonna work it out, and then we right back to it. That's get rid of toxic people. I guess that is.
I have just enough Cam Akers that it's annoying. So, but this
he never that offense I thought was going to be a problem. Before the Cooper Kupp injury, I was like, I don't really trust them. They're not the offense that got them to the Super Bowl. I didn't think. So I stayed away from Akers, and then Kupp. Did that happen? I mean, it definitely happened after it was like. Right before the season, that was terrible for
painful
for Greg and HJ.
Well, they're in first place, so I'm not. I'm not.
Are they really? I haven't checked standards. That's what the fuck.
They're 3-1 right now. Let me just confirm real quick. I remember seeing earlier they're 3-1. No, well, no, actually they're 4-0, tied with Jesse.
Are they really? Oh wow.
Yes.
Smart men right there. They did the strategy that I was kind of thinking of, and I'm not. They know it, but the forget quarterbacks and let everybody else overpay, and that was. I mean, it's paying off for them. Because that one is the only draft mistake. All of my other drafts, I don't ever think about, but that was the one where I let Jesse get Tyreek Hill. And you guys kind of coerced me to take Justin Fields. I was like, I should have took Tyreek. I was going to take Tyreek. Well, I wanted to get. I didn't know if he was going to take Justin or not, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm gonna go for it now because I thought Justin was going to be kind of similar to last year. But Tyreek Hill, stacking Tyreek and Stephon Diggs because it came around. I was the 13th pick. Tyreek and Stephon is. It didn't matter what quarterbacks I would have had with the start to the season that they both had, but as a one, I keep looking back at the draft like, what the fuck was I thinking? But
that would have been like the sex and shoes, just give me more, great receivers.
more of this.
One sneaky thing about this game, the Eagles, their defense has been giving up some yardage. I mean, they've given up two 300-yard passers, and last week Sam Howell just barely missed it by got to 290.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about playing them in the Survivor, and I went with who did I go with last week? I went with the Chargers because of the Jimmy Garoppolo was out. So I was like, they should beat a rookie quarterback, and they did. But I was thinking that game, and then I looked at because did it go into overtime or
it did.
It did. So I was looking at that, and then I looked at all the Survivor picks, and it was 100% Philly. So if they would have lost, oh man, it would have 20, 30 people would have been gone because everybody picked Philly. Everybody picked Buffalo. Was it Buffalo? No, people didn't pick Buffalo. It was Buffalo, Miami. But Philly, and there was another one, Kansas City. If Kansas City would have lost to the Jets, it kind of looked like they might have. But
I think there was some
lost my shit for that one.
I think there were some teams that I'm trying to think. There was one team that knocked a lot of people out last week. I feel like
in ours, everybody picked smart. The only people
I think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati knocked a lot of people out.
Yeah, nobody was that stupid in ours. They everybody was Philly, Kansas City, a lot of Chargers.
Yep.
And I think who else, but. I mean, the only people that missed in ours, and I looked at it, it was just the people that forgot to pick. So we right back. It's the same. Another week of this. I gotta try to be smart here.
Oh man! All right. So I think the game of the week: Dallas at 49ers, Cowboys 49ers. It's there's just so much talent on this field, and it's kind of like
insane. I'm so mad that Trevon Diggs got hurt, man. That hurt me like no other. I hate the Cowboys, but I love watching that defense and how it was assembled because they got their layers, man. They got front end linebackers, the back is quality, and then him going down. It's definitely going to hurt them. Just win, when is that play going to be made? And I know it's going to happen. There's a play going to be made, and if we would have had Trevon Diggs, that wouldn't happen.
Somebody, Debo or Ayuk or Kittle, one of them is going to get loose. And I mean, we know.
I wasn't even thinking about this game. I was thinking about playoffs. It's going to some playoffs. A play is going to be made. And they're gonna be like, if Trevon Diggs was here, that probably would have went the other way for 6. But man, I'm excited about this game.
Now the thing is, we talked a little bit about Dak. I mean, one of the interesting things that I saw, he hasn't had, and you pointed it out himself, because of that defense, he hasn't had to do that much because he has not had a finish higher than QB 17. And he's on the road, which traditionally he's not very good on the road. I'm sitting Dak if
for sure.
if I've got a decent backup option. I mean, not if I've got Desmond Ridder back there, but
right.
I mean, I'm definitely sitting him if I have Sam Howell as my backup against.
Sam versus us. I think I would take him over us versus. I mean, Dak playing this defense for sure. I think that's a good swap.
Absolutely.
What's the limit? Who are you stopping at with Dak? I don't do the list rankings, but who?
I'm definitely starting Stroud over him.
I'm gonna start Stroud.
I think somewhere around Jordan Love.
Okay.
You start thinking about it.
Jordan Love versus Vegas. I'm starting Jordan Love over him for sure. Jordan Love's been playing well, man. I was crazy, and we hadn't talked about it. But so I played, and I get emotional talking about it. But I played Mostert and Keenan Allen the week they both went ape shit. I was projected to win by like 40 points because she's like the worst. We got a mixed league, and she's like the worst team in the league. And I was trying to get trades for the whole week leading up to that. I was trying to get Mostert. I was like, whatever you want, Jordan. I got Jordan Love. I'll give you Joe Burrow if you want. But even though he's been playing terrible, and she was like, no, I'm not gonna do it yet. Mostert goes for 45. Keenan Allen goes for 47 or whatever. They both put up 50. She destroys me by like 50 points. So I still was trying to make a trade. I said I got Joe Burrow. I was like Jordan Love. I was trying to get a running back because I had both the Cooks. I got both Cook brothers, and I can't start Dalvin. So I traded her Jordan Love. I was like, I'm gonna ride with Joe Burrow one more week. So I traded her Jordan Love for David Montgomery that Wednesday. And the Thursday night versus the Packers, he went for like 30 something. And she was looking at the trade. She texted me. She was like, can we do a trade back? Like, is that possible? I was like, nah, it's a wrap now. I got David Montgomery. But I mean, Jordan Love is solid for fantasy wise, I think.
He has been playing well.
It was a good. I think it was a swap for both of us. But David Montgomery, I mean, you see somebody you just traded do that, and it was good because it was the person that beat me. So I was like, yeah, now take that,
You know what? I have David Montgomery on one team, and I left him on the bench last week.
Oh yeah, my girl in her girls league did the same thing. She didn't swap him. I was like, I was like against. I mean, I love everybody on that Lions teams. So like I'll definitely. And I know that they're going to run. They're committed to running the ball. Like I wish the Bears would take a page out of their book. And we got 3 running backs, Craig Reynolds, we got Gibbs. You gonna feel this run so that you can set up the play action. But I love what that offensive coordinator is doing. I forget what his name is, but he gonna be hired next year too, just like Matt Nagy is. But he deserves it.
No, they've got to figure out that Matt Nagy got the job because Andy Reid and he's got Patrick Mahomes. Just like Josh McDaniels keeps getting hired because he coached Tom Brady, and
oh my goodness, they do not stop giving mediocre coaches opportunities. But whatever, I can't. I digress.
All right, so who you got in this game? You got it's the 49ers are favored by 3.5 points.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
My heart leans towards San Francisco because they run the ball really well. Dallas struggles against that. So I think the 49ers will pull it off. Purdy hasn't shown any blemishes. Like, he's amazing. Like, another QBR at the top again. I thought it was like, he gonna suck next year. When he was killing all last year, I was like, he gonna suck next year. Now it's the same. He's at top of the QBR list. I don't know where Dak is, but Dak, he kind of folds under pressure sometimes. I hate to say it. And that defense is elite.
Both defenses.
Yeah. I mean, you would take San Fran's over. Yeah, I mean, it's a toss up, honestly. But
I think I still take Dallas
You take Dallas's
slightly or
defense? Interesting.
barely. I mean, Micah Parsons is a different human being.
Yeah, that's
so,
true. That's true.
You know, I mean, I would put Micah Parsons on the Nick Bosa level. So,
yeah, for sure.
And I think they, you know, I know they don't have Trayvon Diggs, but they have Stephon Gilmore back there. And the 49ers, it seems like where you beat them is, you know, they've given up some yardage in the passing game. So,
Okay.
But I'm still I think the 49ers win at home. I don't know if they cover. I think this is going to be that hook, that 3.5. Oh, yeah. I could see this being like a 20-17 like slugfest where they just beat the crap out of each other.
Interesting. Oof. I don't know. But is it? I assume this is prime time. It's got to be
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yeah. So it's got to be. This is.
Oh yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be plenty local. Well, last game we'll go through quick because we said we were only going to do an hour, and
what time are we in right now?
We're hour and 5. So
I like how you don't have the time up anywhere, so you can't. You just get mesmerized by it. You don't have the time up anywhere. You said an hour.
Well, Buffalo Bills at Jacksonville Jaguars. It's it's a London game. Buffalo Bills are 5.5 point favorites, 48.5 point over under.
Sounds about right.
Does you know the Jaguars, their second straight London game, which is you know, so they've acclimated.
They should be used to it. Is it a home field advantage now? Are they home? Is that what it?
I think they're considered the home team on this one. So, but yeah, you've got the Bills, Jaguars. I mean, the Bills after what we saw last week was just spectacular.
Man, they played really well. The Washington game too. Jacksonville's been kind of struggling. I mean, I would definitely lean Buffalo. I feel like most people would. I need Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk to get some touchdowns. I got Calvin in the other league, you know, Kirk in ours, and a couple toe touches, and it would have been a lot different in some of my leagues. But yeah, I mean, what's over under on this one?
It is 48.5. So they're expecting some points to be scored in this game.
Interesting. That surprised me that this is less than the Rams Philly game, but
yeah. I haven't gotten I think maybe they're just expecting that there's a little bit difference because of the time change for Buffalo. Maybe they're not going to be as accustomed to the time. But I mean, this is a game. I mean, they lost Trey White, so they could be giving up some yardage in the passing game. So
for Ridley for sure.
I hope, you know what. I'd love to see a game where Trevor Lawrence does something like, you know, close to what Josh Allen did last week, where he throws for 300 plus yards and 3 touchdowns, maybe runs one in or something like that. I think we're waiting for that kind of game from him.
He's been struggling. If it happens this game, I need to hurry up and make a trade. I need to make a trade before it happens. I gotta get out of this Joe Burrow. I gotta find a way. But yeah, I'm a big fan. That was my top 12, Ridley and Trevor Lawrence this year. I don't know.
It looked great week 1.
That's what I'm saying. What happened? Like, how do these things? How do we go from being great and then just the complete opposite the next week? I don't understand. You don't want to use the same things that works. Like, I don't know.
They worked so well together. So I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's
my Bears rubbing off on people. That's a bear syndrome right there.
Well, one thing I know that you know who I really like this week in this game is Travis Etienne, because it looks like because the Bills have given up some yardage in the running game. I mean,
I already knew. Yep, it was something I heard. They run more nickel packages than most teams. Like they're like 20% above what regular teams do with nickels. So, you know, you got one less linebacker in there to stop the run.
Yep.
So you can run on them. You can't you can hard passing on them, but you can definitely run on them. So yeah, that was the ETN is a good pick. I'll probably have him in some DFS for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Get him in there. Get him in there. Oh, mi amigo. So do you think the Jags cover in this one?
And it's
5.5 point.
5.5. Ooh, five and a
I'm
half.
tempted. I'm tempted to take the Jags plus the points.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a shootout, but close. A close shootout for sure. I'll take that.
Yeah, something like a 31-28 kind of game, 31-27, something like that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that happening. So, yeah. Before we pump the last thing, I want to hear about your close win.
Oh man, I played my girl this week, and we always do little fun bets when we go against each other. She's a big fantasy buff now. I love that she's so into it. But this is the David Montgomery week. So David Montgomery, I got David Montgomery and Amon-Ra, and they both put up 50. Like they were 50 together. So I was talking cash shit. I was like, oh, I'm about to beat your ass. Like, because we made a bet about going out to dinner, just the treat or whatever you want. I was like, I'm about to order all the steaks. I don't know, like all the fixings. I'm winning that 50 by the 50. I was projected to win by like 20, and then she slowly start creeping back because Joe Burrow only got 4 points this week, so that almost killed me. Kenneth Walker is the last person. I'm up 10. Kenneth Walker gets or I'm up 11 or 12, something like that. Kenneth Walker gets 13. And then, they kept him out there. I thought that they would pull them because they were winning by they were blowing Giants' house. So get them out, get some backups in. And I was yelling at the TV, like, what? Why is Kenneth Walker? Why is he still in the game? What are we doing? Why, guys don't want to preserve this guy? And then he did that one rush for like -4 yards, and it took him back. And I won by 0.02. That 0.02. What? In what world? And she was getting her tweets. She was getting her Instagram ready because she talking shit. Yeah, mother. She giving it back to me how I gave it to her. And then that run happened and her face just completely changed. So yeah, that was a fun one. I haven't decided where I'm gonna have her take me out to eat yet. We got some good spots, but I'm gonna make sure she pay through the nose.
That's awesome. Yeah, all the fixes. It was that last, and that was his last carry too. I did the bad beats column that went out yesterday on Yahoo, and there were multiple people who lost because of that run.
Because of that, 0.02. Yeah. I'll never forget. And what's crazy is her points total was like 120. It was my birthday. She landed my birthday, so it just like all the things aligned for her to lose terribly like that.
Oh man, well it's funny. One guy put in there. He lost to his wife by 0.02.
Oh, really?
And he said, you know what? It's her first year playing fantasy football. It's for the best. So I'm like, I wrote on there like, the family that plays fantasy football together stays together. So
man, she loves it. She was so amped. I was telling you earlier, we were trying to get to that London Bills Jags game, and like she want to go to every game. Like, can we let's make a trip? Let's go to. I'm trying to get the Falcons Vikings right now, but we gotta work it out.
Which stadium is that one in?
In Atlanta.
I've heard good things about that stadium.
Huh?
Heard good things about that's. I heard that's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, and then to see Justin Jefferson up close, I would be happy. I would die a happy man seeing that dude play.
Oh, that's good times. That's good times. All right, so mi amigo, we're pump away. Wait a second. First off, I forget. Every first time guest on Familia FFB has to give their favorite Mexican food or foods.
Ooh, favorite Hispanic spots. My favorite place.
Or favorite dishes. Your favorite dishes.
Oh, my favorite dishes. I got spots. My girl is Catracha, so I got all the places. But Jesse's Camarones on Adams. I think it is. Yeah, it's so good. We mostly are vegan, but sometimes we'll go pesque. We'll have fish. And that ceviche there is better than the best ceviche I think I've ever had. Ceviche is a favorite. sopa de siete mares. Is that what it is?
Oh yes.
See, I love. I'm a big like if we do seafood, I definitely, and I'm a big soup person. So soup and seafood together, those are my go-tos.
Oh, perfecto. Oh man, you got me hungry. I'm glad I got dinner coming, waiting for me when we're on. Oh, okay, awesome, amigo. Okay, so pump the shows that you got coming up.
October is full. Please come to a show. I got let me pull up the list. I got my show that I produced. It's called Suited Comedy. That's at Maple Block Meat of all places. I said we vegan, but we got it at a meat spot. That'll be this Friday at 10. I got a great lineup. I'm doing La Muerte comedy show in Culver City too. I forget where that is exactly. I think that's at the garage on Motor. Yeah, Motor Ave in Culver City. That's a girl I know, Karina Reyes. She produces that show. She's gonna have me on, and then I'm doing my show again on the 15th, and then I have another show on the 14th, the Hollywood Comedy Club. And then I'll be at the Ice House in Pasadena, October 21st. And then what's this other one? I got another one in Glendale at this wine place, Oino Vino in Glendale. But yeah, come to the show. I have all my shows posted. Follow on all the platforms. Instagram, I'm most active on, so you'll get more fun on Instagram. Terrence was funny. I got blocked on Instagram, talking shit. So I had to start a new page. I was funny on that page, and so now. But Terrence was funny. Mostly just type in Terrence Murphy comedy. You should be able to find all my stuff. But yeah, man, appreciate you for having me on, man.
And make sure that and also make sure you're subscribing so you get the alerts when the shows are coming, right?
Yes, yeah. I was just in Portland this past month. I don't really have anything lined up for out of town. When November, December kind of hits, I kind of died down because nobody's going to shows. They spending time with family, but check the website, subscribe, and I'll make sure you guys have a good time, man, at a comedy show. Come out, come support.
Oh man, come support. You might see me there too. So familia. So yeah. Oh, mi amigo. Thank you for doing this. One more time, familia. Make sure you subscribe to Familia FFB on YouTube. Give a like, give a subscribe, por favor. Make sure. You can find me at Jorge Martin 17 on Twitter, and you're seeing all my stuff come out on Yahoo. I'm so proud of that opportunity. That's you're going to see a couple more things coming out this week. So previewing the season, previewing week 5. Get ready for week 5, familia. And that's it. That's all I got right now.
All right,
todos somos familia. Salud.